What is going on, everybody? We are live in Edinburgh and it's blue sky. We've got a piper. How are we all doing today, folks? How are we all doing? I don't know if you can hear me, the signal's good. What we can do is, I'm with my main man Terry here from Terry's Travels. He's the man. And if you know his channel, you know me and his channel, make sure you subscribe to Terry's Travels. We are having a day in Edinburgh. And just outside the fringe, when it's a wee bit quieter, that statue there is David Livingstone. See that? That is David Livingstone up there, who was born in Blantyre. Maybe was Dr. Livingstone, I presume. And we've got the Garden of Remembrance here. And that is the Scott Monument, Sir Walter Scott. Now this is the biggest, this is some fun facts here, it is the biggest monument to a author in the world. It's about 200 metres tall, and it took about 6 or 7 years to construct and make. And Sir Walter Scott, who's in the middle there, you can just see that. We can maybe do a sort of 360, maybe come round, maybe wander around it. But that's Sir Walter Scott, who famously wrote Lady of the Lake. And Lady of the Lake, I mean, we're talking sort of more of a romanticist author of Scotland and what Scotland had to have in these stories. And Lady of the Lake is round about the Loch Katrine area, which is where Glasgow's water's from. So if you saw one of my videos earlier, did a month or so ago about where Scotland's water's from, I spoke a wee bit about Loch Katrine, but Sir Walter Scott wrote a story about Lady of the Lake from there. So this is Sir Walter Scott's monument, or the Scott Monument in Edinburgh on Princess Street. So you get Princess Street that runs along here, and it's about 200 metres tall. I mean, I don't know if this is going to pick stuff up, to be honest, but I hope so. Maybe you can see some of the workmanship into that. I'll pull back a bit. There we go. Right. So, yes, it took about 6 or 7 years to make. The actual statue in the middle, it was basically the whole thing was a competition. The whole thing was a competition to design a monument for him. Or a monument. And this is what they came up with. I think it was a guy called George Gillespie. I could be wrong. The actual piece of actual statue of him is cut from one piece of marble. One piece of marble. So if you see, that's the back of it, obviously. So that's the back of it. There. Okay. Such loneliness. No, it's not lonely at all. Not lonely at all. It's great. Where are you from? I'm actually from Glasgow, but I am recording in Edinburgh, which is the capital city of Scotland. Now, Edinburgh is not the first capital. The actual ancient capital of Scotland is a place called Dunfermline, and that's the last Scottish king, King Charles I, was born there. Right, so this is actually the second capital of Scotland. How are you, bro? I am good, mate. I am absolutely fantastic. We are having a lovely day. I'm out with one of my mates, my fellow YouTuber, Terry's Travels. So be sure to check it. He does a lot of kind of countryside walking, that kind of thing. We are just on an absolute vibe today. So we're currently in Princess Street Gardens. You've got the National Gallery, which is down that way. It is nice weather. Thank you so much for joining. It is fantastic weather, and we're currently, I don't even know what date is it, 6th, 7th, 8th maybe of November. I don't know. Do you know what? It is what it is. But the weather is fantastic. It's about 14, 15, 16 degrees. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. I can't work that out in Fahrenheit. But we are currently having a great time. We came from Glasgow on the train. I'll give you a little bit of pricing on that. If you go from Glasgow Queen Street to Edinburgh Waverley before 9 o'clock in the morning, you're on ScotRail service, you're about £32. Okay. If you go after 9:15 and you get the off-peak fares, you drop to about £16. So it halves, but you have to go off-peak. Okay, so if you're coming to Edinburgh, you're coming from Glasgow, Edinburgh's a great place for a day stop, or even if you stay in Edinburgh and you come through to Glasgow, you're £32 on peak season and about £16 off peak. Okay, but yeah, do you want to see some pipers? Do you want to see a piper? It's a beautiful building. Yes, you are very right. It is the biggest, as I said earlier, it is the biggest monument to an author in the world. It stands about 200 metres tall, and it's the Sir Walter Scott monument. I have to jump out the way other people doing photographs. So mate, see me, there's a piper. So how do you fancy listening to the pipes and looking at the Scott monument in Edinburgh? Does that sound like a plan? Let's do it. So I might be quiet for a few seconds. How amazing is that? Can you hear me, folks? Is the signal good? Just let me know. And in this, the Garden of Remembrance we have here today, because the weekend, it's the 11th day of the 11th month, and I'm not going to get into the kind of politics and stuff over it, but the Garden of Remembrance. Thank you so much everybody for the likes, it is much appreciated. And what we'll do is, I'm going to go around the front and just let my mate know that I'm going to go in the front here. Welcome to Princess Street, everybody. Welcome to Edinburgh. Welcome to an absolute fantastic city. Now, Edinburgh and Glasgow are very different, right? Edinburgh, they both have a lot of history, do not get me wrong, right? Edinburgh has so much history. I would say ancient history of that as well. So you have got the castle, you have got the old city, you've got things like this. Glasgow is industrial, right? So that there is Sir Walter Scott. Okay, that's one piece of marble. It was cut from one piece of marble, and it took about 6 or 7 years the whole structure to make. Now, can you imagine trying to make sure that the nose doesn't fall off, or a finger doesn't fall off, you haven't sliced anything? Right, it's insane work. It is so detailed, and if you look at pictures of them, it's very lifelike as well. It's the nose and the facial structure, and even the hair as well, very full of features. So a bit late there. Oh, that's great, thank you so much, you can hear me clearly. It's great to have some feedback, right? So, there we go, there's some information there. So, erected the Scott Monument, it's Walter Scott. erected 1840 to 1840, so about 4 years, 1840 to 1844, to the memory of Sir Walter Scott. He was born in 1771 to 1832. Okay. Born in Edinburgh, lawyer, ardent patriot. Apologies to the buses, a very busy street. So born in Edinburgh, lawyer and ardent patriot, he won enduring fame as a romantic poet, the author of the Waverley novels. This monument was designed by George Meikle Kemp, and the statue of Scott is by Sir John Steele. That is one piece of marble. Now, the marble they used for it was from a quarry that was actually disused, and they opened up the quarry specifically for this. And you can climb to the top. It's an admission fee. It's a few pounds to get up, but you can actually climb to the top of that. Right. So we're talking 1840 to 1844, this structure. Okay. There's your just let my mate know here. There's some information about when this was built. Right. So it's all down there. So this is Princess Street. I thoroughly, so yeah, I was saying, sorry, between Edinburgh and Glasgow. Glasgow is very industrial, it's a bit grittier, and in some ways Glasgow sometimes seems to forget its history because it looks to the future all the time. What Edinburgh does is it holds on to its history and it pivots that into a selling tool. It turns and pivots that into something really special. Edinburgh has so much going for it. Like, here's that work getting done here for filming getting done. Right. So this is the Garden of Remembrance. I'm going to go for a walk in here, I think. I'm going to do more lives, I think, maybe through the course of the day. I might do some shorts and bits and pieces like that. I've actually got a playlist as well of Edinburgh, so you can all see bits that I've done in the past. I don't get the time, unfortunately, to edit as much as I'd like to and do long form content, so I hope this is okay. But this is fantastic. But to have something like that as the biggest monument to an author is in the world. So come in here a bit, and that's the Christmas market. Oh, where are we going here? So this is all getting done for the Christmas market. So I don't know if you can see. Okay. It's pretty impressive. I'm going to see if I can find my mate again, because he's gone for a walk somewhere out there in Edinburgh. There he is over there. Is the signal still good, guys? If you're watching, hope to pick up the signal okay. But I don't know, the thing is with some, I mean, I know, for example, like Glasgow, people tend not to know certain things about Glasgow. I think people in Edinburgh tend to forget as well. I think it's just that when you live in a place, you just tend to take, you just take it for granted. So what I would urge you to do, wherever you live, wherever you are in the world, I would urge you to get to know the history of your area, get to know the people, the big players that were a major feature in your area, because it is worth noting your history. This is one of the main thoroughfares. This is, I say, Princess Street. You've got Marks and Spencer there. You've got Uniqlo, I think it is, down there. That's a new Edinburgh store, Uniqlo. So it seems to be very popular in the Far East. What we might do is I'm going to wait. I'll go down here. Look at this building over here, folks. Look at this building here. I'm chatting to my pal here. Hang on. How beautiful is that with the curtains over the window in that white building?
That's, yeah, the remains of Patterson's. I don't know if you can see it, presumably the window.
I'm going to cross over here. I'm going to show you a building here. I've no idea what it is, so apologies. But we're going to have a... Now, I've never seen... Oh, sorry, apologies for the change in light there. I have never ever seen this. I've never clocked this before. So, this is all new to me. How beautiful is that building? There's a lot of buses here as well, so... Right, we're going to zoom in here. This could be... Is the signal still good, guys? Look at the curtains on that outside the building. There's a tram. Pull it back. So Edinburgh is the only city in Scotland to have a tram. It costs lots of money. Lots of money. That takes to places like Murrayfield and places like that. How amazing is that building?
Isn't it?
That is something special.
Have you ever eaten in there?
No.
Well,
No.
I won't anymore because I've now stopped. There's a cafe on the top floor just on flags.
Ah, oh.
And you could sit there and have a window table and look out over all of this gorgeousness that is Princess
Wow.
Gardens and the castle and so on. And then round about COVID times, they temporarily closed the cafe and never opened it again, sadly.
What?
That was a good place. It was good for looking for tart and tart.
Yeah, so it's turned into a tartan shop.
Yeah, also tart and class.
But I don't know if you heard that. So we don't do tart and tat in Scotland. It's not a thing. But apparently in the top here, oh my finger, up here, you could actually sit out and you can have something to eat. You can have a window table and you can sit out. I've never noticed that before. Oh, excuse the buses. I've never noticed that before. That's a bit different. No, we'll do this side first. So there's the Christmas wheel. Adam Black, Lord Provost. So Edinburgh's got their Christmas wheel, their Ferris wheel. Glasgow's still to put theirs in, but Glasgow won't put theirs in until after in George Square, until after Remembrance Sunday, just because of the space that George Square has. So how are we all doing, folks? Where are we all watching from? And if you don't know, apologies, that's the sun occasionally just dances into the lens, apologies. If you don't know the guy in front, the lad in front, it's Terry's Travels. So make sure you go and check him out on YouTube, Terry's Travels Scotland. And I say if you enjoy kind of walking, hiking, that kind of thing, that kind of vibe, sure to have a look at it. My channel's more general. Days away, random events, all the craziness that Scotland has to offer. And it's currently about 15 degrees in the city of Edinburgh. Now these steps are very Instagrammable. If you've ever seen anything from various Scottish channels like Visit Scotland, these stairs are very, very Instagrammable, because people tend to... That's your shot there. That is your shot there. Thank you again everybody for the likes, all the shares. And you'll see people going up the steps and doing slow motion shots and leaves falling and all that kind of stuff. All the cool stuff. Now through the trees here, there's a building there. That's a Balmoral Hotel. And I think the address of it is 1 Princess Street, E1. I think or something like that. EH1. That I believe is where Taylor Swift stayed when she was playing in Edinburgh for 2 or 3 nights. So it's like a 5-star luxury hotel, and Taylor Swift was playing at Murrayfield. It was only Scottish gigs that she did, and she stayed there. And we've got the National Gallery down there. Isn't this fabulous? Let me just see. I know there's comments coming in, folks, so apologies if I haven't quite caught the sun. Sun's in my eyes just now. It was chill. Let me see if I can see the comments here, folks. Apologies. The Marks and Spencer building, beautiful too. Yeah, that is some building. That is absolutely gorgeous. That is gorgeous, that building. It's the one with the tartan, the curtains outside it. But that up there is the old town. Right, so this is the old part of it, and this is the kind of divide, I would say, between the old and the new. Right, so we're going to walk along here. So this is Princess Street Gardens. During Fringe time, the Fringe time's in August for about 3.5, 4 weeks, and it is absolutely bonkers now. As I say, it's November now, and it's warm, it's blue sky. There's a Christmas market all going in there, where you can just see little bits, like old-fashioned. So the back of the old-fashioned wooden buildings. This is fabulous. Yeah. I can. Do you know? I say I've been to Edinburgh. I sort of fell back in love with Edinburgh sort of last year, I would say, and it's noticing and understanding Edinburgh. I took Edinburgh for granted as a Glaswegian guy. I've lived in Glasgow all my days, and to understand the capital city, I liked Dunfermline, and I knew that was the ancient capital of Scotland. I knew that. I also know that this is the capital of Scotland. Edinburgh is the capital of Scotland, but I fell back in love with Edinburgh. On the bus, it's about an hour from Glasgow, just over an hour. On the train, it's just shy, if not about an hour as well, on the train, and it goes through places like Linlithgow, which is also like an ancient town. So you can get off at Linlithgow, and that's where Mary Queen of Scots was born. Was in the castle in Linlithgow. So you can travel from Glasgow, get off at Linlithgow, and then jump back in the train, have a look at Linlithgow, jump back in the train, come through to Edinburgh. You can kind of sub out between 3 sort of major historical places: Glasgow, Linlithgow, and Edinburgh. If you're coming to the rugby as well, you've got Murrayfield, which, if you haven't been to a Scotland rugby game at Murrayfield, it is electric. It's just phenomenal. What a place! What a place! So there's your big wheel there. Hope you're enjoying this, guys, because I am having an absolute blast. I am having an absolute blast. And it's really starting. My wee tiny brain can't sometimes deal with all the elements. Every building has got a history, it's got a name. There's physicians and doctors, and there's lots of people that made Edinburgh, that put the foundation into Edinburgh. You know, all the other side. So if the Princes Street runs, I say, along this way. If you go to the other side, if you start to wander through, you hit the new town. The new town is kind of Georgian. It's we're talking, it's the 1800s here, but the stories behind the way Edinburgh was built. The new town, the old town has always been the old town because what they had to do was Edinburgh was getting overcrowded, right? So all this area here, around here, it was getting far too overcrowded, and you had the walls around the old town. And I might do a live stream from other parts of Edinburgh. I'm also on, just randomly as well, just what's in my head, I'm also on TikTok as well, guys. So be sure to check me out on TikTok. I might do some lives over there as well. I'll do random bits and pieces, so be sure to check me out on there. That aside, so they had to basically build a new town to stretch out, and the new town was built. So again, it's like a competition, and designers and architects all put together proposals and how Edinburgh was built, and they came up with the new town. Now the original blueprint for the new town, I don't know if I mentioned this before to anybody, it was like a Union Jack. Now if you know Edinburgh, you've got places like Princes Street, you've got Rose Street, you've got Thistle Street. You've got places that have a significant name to connect the Union together, Scotland and England. You had James VI, and you had of Scotland. You had who became James the First. Sorry, I think James VI. I think it was James VI of Scotland and James the Second of England, and he basically kind of united the crown together. So yeah, Edinburgh, the way that the grids reference what Glasgow's built on a kind of New York-based system. In fact, New York took inspiration from Glasgow because of the grid on it. It's all kind of in blocks and that kind of thing. So if you understand New York's grid system, then you understand Glasgow's street system. The new town is very, you've got the main streets and you've got diagonal streets coming off that, and you've got, and the original blueprint was to look like the Union Jack flag. Okay, so that's why you've got King Street, Queen Street, Princes Street. You've got all these things going on, and there is monuments to King James. I think it's King James. I say some stuff is a bit fuzzy, but to the king, he's at the top, the highest point of Newtown. Everything works down gradually from there. I think it's Charlotte Street is another one that Edinburgh's got. So it's Queen Charlotte, that kind of stuff, and that's the next level down. But everything feeds in to sort of Queen Street, Princes Street, and all these kind of places. So yeah, it was also that Edinburgh could kind of stretch out a wee bit, and that is where we're currently sitting at just now. Now Terry from Terry's Travels has gone missing, so I don't know where he's got to. But I think we should just keep moving. I don't know where he's gone. So Edinburgh is full of stories, and that's the National Gallery of Scotland right there. Now I don't know if you're allowed to record in here, to be honest, so I might just, if we're going to go in, I might just end the stream. What's the place to have a wee cup of coffee and chill and a nice day like this? I mean, okay, it's a Thursday, currently a Thursday in Scotland. And look at this, look at that view. Look at that view, isn't that stunning? So you've got Balmoral Hotel, you've got the Scott Monument right there, and you've got, for the Christmas period, you've got the Ferris wheel right there for Christmas, and you can see all the chalets and all the things are starting to be set up. And we're currently at the National Gallery of Scotland. But I think what I might do is I'm going to say goodbye just now from Edinburgh. I'll probably be back on, and I might do some lives on TikTok as well. I'll do some shorts. I'll just see how the day goes. I want to thank you all so much. I'm going to spin this around if I can. I can't even see where I'm going. I can't even see me. Yeah, so I want to thank you all so much for watching, and make sure to share and like and subscribe. I will be on at some point later on today. But yes, at the moment, from a beautiful blue sky in Edinburgh. Thank you very much for all watching. Look after yourselves. Do the usual like, share and subscribe. Although do you know what, folks? I am so pleased that you're just watching and enjoying it. But if you really do enjoy it, then please remember to subscribe. And yeah, from sunny Edinburgh, I will speak to you all soon. Cheerio, guys. Bye bye. Bye bye.